Ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Rumble under the Kickboxing family presents the semi-main event. Scheduled for 5 rounds, Muay Thai, rules apply. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome on my right, occupying the blue corner. He came to Australia as champion of Italy, Serbia, and Europe in the welterweight division. Part of Michael Vukovic's Sting Gym, based in Noble Park. 68 kilograms his weight tonight. Wearing Muay Thai trunks of gold, red, and white. He has a record of 22 bouts, 17 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws. Recently lost in his world title attempt against the Prince Amir Shafapura. For the first time in Melbourne's Western region, would you welcome Peter Stoilovic. Stoilovic from Serbia. Across the ring in the red corner with Laura Skinner, Adam McNamara, Peter Markowski, Gordon Tanner, assisting John Sheeter. Wearing black trunks, white trim with the question mark in red. Muay Thai trunks, originally from Western Australia, now based in West Sunshine, with a record of 14 bouts, 9 wins. Will you welcome Darren the Riddler Reece. His weight, 66.6 kilograms. Dave Hitchcock. 5 rounds, super welterweight.
The rules in case we're not going to have to go to terrorist neutral corners, is what I asked. When I asked for a clean break, I want a good clean break. 10-second grappling, you understand what I'm saying? Full Muay Thai rules, knees to the face. All right, no elbows, but everything else is open.
Referee Dave, the legend, Hedgecock prepares to get us underway in what should be a superb Muay Thai battle. Super welterweight, scheduled 5 by a 3-minute round.
Well won.
Let's get it on. Super welterweight Muay Thai action between the man I named the Riddler, Darren Reece, and the destroyer from Serbia, Peter Stoilovic, in the yellow trunks. Darren Reece, one of my favourite local fighters. Of course, first saw him in Melbourne where he went the distance with Barris Nazif in an absolute bloodbath. Of course, the referee of this fight, Dave Hedgecock, that was on his undercard of his comeback fight that we first saw Darren Reece in Melbourne, and immediately both men trading knees over in the blue corner. Darren moves in with a big right hand. Stoilovic ties him up against the ropes. Both men capable of getting those knees right up and around and into the rib cage. And we should see a good Thai contest, good Muay Thai contest. Of course, your specialty, Mark the Hammer.
Yes, that's right, Michael, and both fighters grappling well at this stage and opting for those slapping knees around the back of the ribs. I feel if one of them breaks, pushes off from the hips, possibly driving the hip up into the to the midsection, they'd have somewhat a good result. But the workload at the moment quite good.
Darren the Riddler Reece trying to get the big knee to the face of Peter Stoilovic, dumped to the canvas. Of course, you read about both of these men's last fights in copies of International Kickboxer and Blitz magazine. 2 up-and-coming stars of the local kickboxing Muay Thai scene.
Certainly Darren Reece, since coming from Perth and joining the very successful Johnny Sheeter stable, he's come a long way, and he's certainly made a big impact on the scene in Melbourne with his very courageous performances.
The Riddler, Darren Reece. Serbia's Peter Stoilovic tied up against the ropes over near the red corner, and the legend Dave Hedgecock separating both men. The Riddler leading with that left. Tie up in centre of the ring.
Stoilovic actually showing a little bit more here tonight. Last time we saw him, of course, was against Amir for the world title on the Tarek Solak promotion. Never really got going that night, but tonight is certainly looks like he's here to fight. Both fighters working the knees quite consistently here in this the first round.
Seeing a very good grappling knee contest at the moment. That ties straight back up over in the red corner. Stoilovic trying to get the knee up high to the rib cage of Darren Reece. And Darren really, when he's got him in the clinch, able to open those hips out and bring the knee coming around to the crushing ribs there of Peter Stoilovic. And there it is again from Reece with that big right knee.
The fighters are choosing to go for the slapping knees to the ribs, and They could easily just drop their knees downstairs and go for the knees to the calves. That would be a much easier option.
End of the first round, it's scheduled for 5. A nice dropping right hand it was to the body to end it there by Darren Reece. And a pretty good even first round with plenty of Muay Thai skill being exhibited, Mark.
Well, they're starting off at a reasonable pace, but I feel they're both trying to conserve a bit of energy. But in those clinches, it's very hard to do so when you've got someone grappling you and, you know, just trying to make a clean break and work some good clean technique. They're rather opting to work in close and tangle up with those knees.
Seconds out, round 2, scheduled 5 rounds. Darren Reece in the red corner. Peter Stoilovic in the blue international super welterweight Muay Thai. One World Communications sponsoring this super welterweight international match.
Let's get it on in the second round of action. Darren the Riddler Reece out of the red corner against Peter Stoilovic out of the blue corner. The Riddler comes out all guns blazing. Stoilovic ties him up in the centre of the ring, trying to work that left knee into the rib cage of the Riddler. The question mark on the back of the trunks of the Riddler, Darren Reece. A big question mark hung over him when he came over here from Perth, but he's since answered a lot of questions and showed tremendous courage and intestinal fortitude against some strong opponents and made quite a reputation for him in Melbourne's western suburbs and beyond.
Well, Stoilovic came over with a big reputation from Serbia, claimed to be a Serbian champion, and he's had a big reputation to live up to, and we'll see how he goes here tonight.
All tied up over in the red corner, the legend Dave Hedgecock separating both men.
At this stage, Michael, I'd say the grappling contest is fairly even. Both fighters are exchanging the advantage with trying to get the inside of the grapple, and they're working their grappling skills quite well. But working their grappling so well, in fact, that they're nullifying their knee techniques to some extent.
The big right hand there from the Riddler. And if you've never been grappled before, tied up like this, it really does take its toll on you, doesn't it, Mark? Going for 3-minute rounds and grappling, it really tires you out.
Well, it certainly does. It's always good to be in the ring and at least have the grappling as a mean for self-preservation, but you've always got to watch the knees, as opposed to a boxing fight where, as the fighters go to ground, as opposed to a boxing fight where if you're in a clinch, it basically is a no-win situation and you get split by the referee. As in the Thai boxing, if you're in a clinch, it just opens up a whole new avenue of attack with your knees and in the overseas battles, of course, with the elbows.
The Riddler, Darren Reece, has used that left hand of his to walk in on Peter Stoilovic quite effectively so far. And Stoilovic just content to go in there and tie him up. Work those knees to the ribs, turns the Riddler around, backs him against the ropes. Right in front of our commentary position, referee Dave Hedgecock separating both men. This is the Royal Rumble of 1997, brought to you by Ultimate Promotions. And what a night of action we've seen so far. And this is our first Muay Thai fight of the night, our only Muay Thai fight of the night, our semi-main event.
And an excellent takedown there by Darren Reece. It was well timed and very well executed indeed.
Push and kick there by Stoilovic, found the mark. Reece moving in with that right cross.
Darren Reece opting to move in, throw the right cross and then move straight in with the grapple afterwards and try and land that knee to the head. But I feel Stoilovic is aware of his game plan and is somewhat nullifying it.
End of the second round of action, Mark the Hammer Castanini. How did you see that round?
Oh, it's another even round. I'd give the advantage slightly to Darren Reece. I feel he's just getting on the brakes. He's landing the cleaner shots with the punching, but there's only a hair in it, and it's a very, very close fight to date.
Friends, thank them for their great support. Seconds out, round 3 coming up. Schedule 5, Muay Thai. Come on, get behind Peter and Darren. Round 3. Super welterweights.
Let's get it on in the third round of action. Stoilovic against the Riddler, Darren Reece. The Riddler moving with that right cross to begin the round. Ties Stoilovic up. They waltz across to the ropes and start trading some vicious knees yet again. The Riddler moving with that right hand, followed by a high left round kick. Stoilovic contemplated going downstairs, decided against it. The left round kick again by the Riddler. Walks straight into the right hand.
Nice jab there by Darren Reece on the break. Well executed.
Front kick by Reece. Not so much grappling in this round so far by the Riddler. Just measuring his opponent. Connects there with the left hand.
Stoilovic very, very flat-footed. Whereas Darren Reece is moving around a little bit more freely. But I feel that Stoilovic is happy to let Reece move in on him and then go to work on him once he gets into the clinch.
The Riddler going downstairs, chopping leg kick to the outside left thigh of Peter Stoilovic. Right hand by Stoilovic didn't have enough mustard behind it. And Reece decides to go downstairs with a stinging leg kick. One too many of those will take the starch right out of you as Stoilovic tries to tie him up in the centre of the ring. Reece, another chopping low kick.
This is a fairly good workload here by Darren Reece. He's just working at a good rate, moving around well. Stoilovic, I feel, is looking a little tired at this stage.
Dropping right hand blow there by Darren Reece. Caught him in the midsection. Stoilovic just a little bit tentative at this moment. Reece going low again to the abdomen and again.
Phil, Darren's given away the game of going for Stoilovic's head, so now he's going to go for the body, possibly with a game plan to make Stoilovic drop his hands, and then he may go back upstairs again with that big right hand of his.
Front kicks traded there by both men. Reece moves in with the right cross, didn't find the mark. If he could have, would have done some damage. Goes downstairs, the kick was checked by Stoilovic. Moves in with the right hand of his own and they tie up. All tied up in the centre of the ring. Darren Reece trying to get those knees up to the head of Peter Stoilovic. Big right hand, didn't quite have enough mustard behind it. And there's the end of the third round of action. Mark the Hammer Castanini, a good round there to the Riddler.
I'd say that I'd certainly give that round to Darren Reece, and 3 rounds in, it's been even up to now, and Darren Reece certainly stepping up a notch, and his work rate a little bit better in that round, and his technique also landing some good clean body shots, and a couple of good leg kicks to boot for good measure. So all in all, a very good round by Darren Reece.
Let's get it on in the 4th round of Muay Thai Super Welterweight action. The Riddler, Darren Reece, a hand and leg combination to begin it. Some hands there by Stoilovic, tying his man up, backing him against the ropes. The Riddler turns it around. Referee Dave Hedgecock there to intervene. Nice left hand. Stoilovic walked into it again, ties the Riddler up.
Well, both boys taking a couple of good knocks. Good, clean, solid knocks, and showing a lot of heart to keep working their technique and keep moving around to their respective game plans.
Reece stings him with the left, goes downstairs with a leg kick. Nice combination. There's the left again. Stoilovic fires back with the right hand.
Darren Reece's left hand is certainly taking over from his right and landing well.
Well, he's connecting with that left. Stoilovic walking into it on a number of occasions. Stoilovic trying to come over the top with hands of his own. It doesn't look to be one of his strong points. And Reece also going downstairs and working that outside left thigh of Peter Stoilovic. There's another low leg kick. That one was checked by Stoilovic. Darren Reece just keeping his work rate nice and consistent, and his technique's very sharp. Oh, he felt that right hand there from Stoilovic.
That right hand was exactly what Stoilovic, his trainer Michael Vukovic, was telling him to do in the break. Uppercut as Darren Reece moves in, and that one executed quite well.
And the corner of Stoilovic trying to actually getting quite vocal now. Darren Reece like to keep his work rate up. Came in with the left hand. Stoilovic fired back with his own. Reece trying to unload with a big right cross. Didn't quite find the mark. Goes downstairs to the outside right thigh of Stoilovic. Sweeping leg kick by Stoilovic, not quite enough muster behind it. Reece trying to drill the right hand into the abdomen, goes high with the right round kick.
It's interesting to note the turnaround in this fight, Michael. Both fighters opted early just to go to grapple and work the knees. Now they're pretty much content to make it a kickboxing match and stand there, trade punches and kicks. It's, as I said, interesting to note the change in tactics
Good
from both fighters.
There. Yeah, good analysis, Mark, indeed. Left hook there by Stoilovic. Didn't quite have the desired effect.
Round 4.
The end of the 4th round. We've got one more to go. Scheduled for 5. Super welterweight contest. Mark the Hammer, a more even round, that one.
A more even round. Stoilovic coming back a little bit in that round. And, yeah, Darren Reece seems always to be the aggressor, always be the one moving in, which is going to hold him in good stead on the judges' cards, but on moving in, he seems to be getting caught. Peter Stoilovic has worked that out and is just waiting for him to move in and then unloading. So Darren needs to probably change his game plan, and if he is going to move in, possibly move in from a different angle rather than coming straight through the guard. But another good even round and another great evenly matched fight here by Paul Demicoli and Ultimate Promotions.
One World Communications will step up to present our trophy, this super welterweight Muay Thai. Seconds out, 5th and final round.
The 5th and final round of action, this super welterweight Muay Thai contest. The Riddler comes out firing with the low leg kick, and he can really fire the crowd up, getting right behind these two men, trading straight left and right. The sweat flying off their brows. There's the chopping low leg kick again by Darren Reece, and another. Stoilovic felt that one, he can bet on it. He won't be walking in the morning.
Well, the fight's there for the taking. Both fighters have to realise that and really go for it in this, the last round.
The Riddler, Darren Reece, just waiting for the opportunity. Moves in with a front kick followed by a low leg kick. Goes for the left hook, didn't come off. The high left round kick didn't find the target. Decides to go downstairs to the breadbasket. Stoilovic backs him into the red corner, ties him up and works the left knee into the midsection. And the legend Dave Hedgecock doing a fine job in centre ring. Stoilovic.
Stoilovic, somewhat unorthodox holding of his hands. He holds them down near his chest, but he seems to still generate quite a bit of power when he does unleash, as is apparent by the way that Darren Reece's head's moving around when he does catch him. But it is interesting to note that although he holds his hands somewhat differently to what we're used to seeing, he still can generate quite a bit of power.
The Riddler moves in with the left and the right hand to the abdomen. Didn't have the desired effect. Stoilovic just stalking him at the moment. Checks the low kick. Cops the high one on the outside arm. Oh, big right hand by Darren Reece. If he'd caught him flush on the kisser, it could have been good night.
No doubt about Stoilovic. He's a tough boy. He's taken a few good clean knocks, but he's still there and he's still giving you a few back of his own. Darren Reece, however, is always peppering away and increasing his workload and always moving around. He's not flat-footed. He's moving around and he keeps throwing technique out, which is going to hold him in good stead on the judges' cards for sure.
And Stoilovic's stance is very hard to read, often changing, and sometimes his legs are right next to each other. And Darren Reece just keeping a consistent work rate upstairs, downstairs, close to the face and the leg kicks, those sweeping leg kicks. Front kick there, nice push kick it was by the Riddler. The crowd getting behind these two men. The 5th and final round of action at this, the Royal Rumble Super Welterweight contest. Nice leg check there by Stoilovic. Caught the Riddler with a nice right hand to the side of the head. They tie up in the centre of the ring. Stoilovic moving in with the right knee. The Riddler turns him around. There's the end of the fifth and final round of super welterweight Muay Thai action between the Riddler, Darren Reece, and Peter Stoilovic. Mark the Hammer Castanini, 5 rounds of gripping action. What did you think of that one?
It was a good close fight, but I'd have to say on my scorecard, I'd just put Darren Reece ahead narrowly a little bit and started to initiate some attacks of his own. But basically for the first 4, Darren Reece was always moving in and being the aggressor, particularly in the 3rd round, which undoubtedly went to Reece. So that's the way I've seen it, and we'll just see what the judges have to say.
Final score, MCG Collingwood 1915 beat Western Bulldogs 11-17-83. Big win for Pies there. I think that's a good piece of paper here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. The winner by majority points is from the red corner, Darren the Riddler Reece.
Well, Mark the Hammer, you called that one correctly. A split decision going the way of the Riddler, Darren Reece.
2 red, 1 blue. And Peter Stoilovic, a very gracious loser. Come on, give Peter a big round of applause. There.
I'd like to thank the team Ultimate Promotions, Johnny and Paul. They do a great job. I'd like to thank Laura for the support, and I'd love to see everyone down in the Inflation Club. We'll party afterwards.
Okay, Darren Reece.